Two words. Time and patience. Welcome to Jonk does PennyStocking, everybody. There is a TV here. There will be another TV to record this off, so the format won't change. But just while I'm still kind of moving in, this week's show is about time and patience. And the reason it's about time and patience is because I'm cutting winners too quickly, and I want to give them a bit more time to work out. And if I take a loss, like I'm in NVCN from last night, if it goes red-green on me today, I'll just cut it. It's at 125, it risks at about 128. I could have took $4 profit, but what's the point? I'd rather not be a pathetic little $3 winner. I'd rather see the winners run. So this is what I'm working on. This is why it's time and patience to, once you're starting to get more consistent trading, to try and let your winners run. It's really difficult because the trades do turn on you sometimes. And patience can be your best friend or your worst enemy, as Tim Grattani says. And I just want to say that's where I'm at. And also, this week's show, highlights from Michael Good webinar, highlights from Tim Sykes, and the webinar from Michael Good's particularly good because the Good webinar is good because he breaks down RTNB in the context of why it spiked and why it crashed, because there was actually meaning behind that volatility. So without further ado, let's get into it. Thank you so much for the overwhelmingly hundreds of positive comments on Steady Trade Podcast. If you guys don't know, me and Tim Bourne doing a Steady Trade podcast powered by Stocks to Trade, and just keep on living the dream. This is RTNB, and we all know from technical analysis it's the play that, I think it's Route 69, it's the play that was the really junk company. It had a ton of red days, it collapsed, but then it had this big spike, and a lot of people were kind of gambling on the spike. I tried to and lost, but what's cool about the challenge is Michael Good has really good knowledge about these kind of things, and he explains why it spiked and then why it's now a good short and why he's made big profits on it. So really cool context on RTNB, which most traders were following just a week ago.
So I'll come back to Zion Oil and Gas. But RTNB, Route 9B Holdings, which is a very interesting stock. It had this stupid move from what? We'll be charitable and say 90 cents all the way up to over $3 a share and close to $4 a share actually. Yeah, $3.93, $3.80 this day. Let me turn that down a little. And it was on news of, there was an offering they did where the executives got some convertible, not stock, but it's a convertible promissory note and some warrants. So it's like, okay, yay, they believe the stock's going to go up. But during this whole time, during this whole run-up, their main secured lender had foreclosed on their assets, as a secured lender is able to do, and selling off their assets. And today is the last day of the asset sale. So I expect there to be a very negative press release coming out tonight or at some point tomorrow. And I've been trying to borrow shares to short. It wasn't shortable anywhere for days. I was able to get some, I think this day here at Interactive Brokers. My average was not good, but I think my average was like 260. Then I was able to short more the next couple days. My average on 7,222 shares is now 244, which is not bad considering that's at 147. And I got those shares. It was briefly shortable in pre-market, I think on this day, around 8:10, 8:20 a.m. for about 1.5 seconds, and you say, how the hell can you do that when it's only shortable for 1.5 seconds? Well, I do that by always having the, oh, where's my thingy? Where's my thingy? Let me move my thingy. Let's move you over to this monitor. Interactive brokers, always having the shortable column here, and then shorting into that.
That's cool. I didn't know interactive brokers had a shortable column, so that's something I'm definitely gonna download and keep an eye on. But yeah, it's good to know the context sometimes, and if it doesn't fully make sense to you, then maybe it's worth watching the SEC filings DVD, because I think it explains it in there. This is a Tim Sykes, I think it's a silver lesson, because on the challenge you get silver and you get the challenge lessons. And it's pretty cool. I mean, MGTI, it was a layup short. Mark Krug was talking about it. I think Good was talking about it. Gritani was talking about it. And Docs was mega shorted. And it made a lot. And I alerted it in the chat. I missed it, but it's really worth identifying this pattern. Sykes 62.
This is that day, and he shorted it and alerted it right around in here. You know, in the low fours, and it had already begun fading. And MGTI was obviously my top potential short. You know, when it has this spike, remember, I was buying this in the 130s, okay? And I sold it in the 160s. It went all the way up to nearly 430. So $3 a share of upside from my buy alert. But then the short, you know, these things crash so much quicker than they take to go up. And, you know, Ducks nailed it. And a bunch of other people did in the challenge chat and in the Tim Alerts chat. You guys really nailed it, and I'm proud of you for shorting this in the low fours, and if you're covered in the mid threes or low threes. For me, I really like dip buying. You know, I bought the breakout. You know, I like buying. I'm better at it this year, especially. I've tried shorting. My shorts have not done very well, so I'm focused.
But yeah, I mean, you can see. I mean, I tried to short it around here, and I just covered it for small profits, and next day, pretty much, it just crashed and I missed it. But this dip buy, it's a nice dip buy, because you can see it's got all of this kind of multi-day support around here, and it's no surprise it's dipped to here. And that's a wrap. And until I get a better setup, I'll probably be just doing it from this balcony. Nice, sun's coming down. And it's funny when the sun comes down, and this is one of my favorite songs as well. And you'll be like, well, why is it one of your favorite songs? And it's funny because I sent it to the girl that I went on a date with. And she was like, I was like, that reminds us of you, because I was just listening to it when I saw you. And she was like, why does it remind us of me? It's depressing. And I'm like, might be depressing, but life can sometimes be depressing. Like, life can be tough sometimes. And a lot of people that I know are like fucking miserable and watching movies and wasting the time. And I'm like, maybe I was like that a couple of years ago, but since I had this discovery that you could change your life by working hard, and I started seeing results, I've always been occupied and happy, not just results in YouTube or not just getting better at trading, but doing well at work and working for bigger brands and bigger clients. And it all just comes from working hard consistently for a prolonged period of time. And like, some things come to an end and each thing's a chapter, but it unleashes a brand new fucking thing. And honestly, like, if you, like, sometimes I can think, like, Tim Sykes is sometimes like, see, but how I might push through. And I'm like, well, doing a lot of stuff, but I need to push through sometimes, I need to work harder sometimes, I can't rest on my morals sometimes, and it's psychologically difficult for me to let runners win, let winners run. But and sometimes the most uncomfortable things are the best things, but I just want to say that, like, if you consistently work hard and put in the groundwork in 6 months, just think, where am I in 6 months? And I'll leave you back. See you later. Live the dream. I'll see you later!